Hello and welcome to another episode of Canadian Stacker. So earlier today I made a video about basically the Fed pausing interest rate hikes, and I wanted to talk about the reasons why the Fed might have done that. Well, first off, they say that the inflation rate is lower. It's under 5%. Things are under control. The unemployment rate is like at all-time lows. They aren't seeing anything too bad in the economy, so they figure they can halt interest rate hikes. Well, I am going to tell you right now that more than likely interest rates are 2 or 3 times higher than the Fed would like to admit. This is common knowledge amongst stackers, right? We all know that we see the prices going up at the store faster than they say. The only thing that's been staying relatively flat, well, here in Canada anyways, where I live, is the price of gasoline at the fuel pump. It's ranging between $1.45 and $1.60, and it's been doing that for over a year now. And what's the reason for that? Well, Joe, he opened up the tap and he was literally letting out the strategic oil reserve. Why was he doing that? To fight basically inflation, fuel price inflation. And well, he's finished doing that. He's hiked the interest rates, as high, well, the Fed has, as high as they can go without crushing basically the banking sector. And literally, we're at the point now where there's nothing left. There's no more bullets to fire against the inflation demon, and there's no way to lower fuel prices anymore because, well, they've already let out the strategic petroleum reserve into oblivion. And we got good old Prime Minister T here in Canada, basically screwing up every energy deal imaginable. Like when the pipeline was blowing up in Europe, the Nord Stream pipeline, the German leadership committee, they flew over here to Canada to have a talk with us about being able to purchase LNG and other gases, in which, well, basically the Canadian government said, sorry, but, you're out there in the dinghy and you're all on your own. And since that time, Germany slid basically into a recession. So the engine of Europe is stalling out, and everyone now is going to be starting to go into hardships. Currently, we're in the summer, right? We're in summertime in Europe. We're in summertime in Canada, and basically, energy prices are going to remain low at this time. And the reason why is because we don't need it to heat our homes. But winter's coming. There are going to be some problems that are going to arise shortly. The price of gas, oil, stove oil, fuel, all of that's going to start ticking up, and not by a little bit, but by a lot. And we're all going to see this come, like I said. And I'm pretty confident in my prediction of October, November. So what does that mean for us as stackers? Well, right now is definitely a time to buy dips, and prepare for what's coming up. Now, like I said in other channels, they literally are saying that the whole sky is falling, NATO's falling apart, like the allies are just giving up on each other. It's all over. And right now, I don't know, in my opinion, if it's over or not yet. Because there's one thing that's for sure about the markets. The markets can stay more reasonable and more rational longer than you, I, or anyone else could ever think possible. We have people the likes of Michael Maloney, Peter Schiff, and many, many others. Lynette Zhang, Adele, I can't remember her last name, but they've all been predicting this gigantic crash. It's all coming. It's coming soon. It's coming. Like, I've been listening to this since 2008. Like, everybody, we're all going down. We had all these channels, in the 2010s pipe up, like weird news, like AMTV, hard hitting and in your face with Chris or whatever the heck his name is, and they all changed skins. You know what I mean? Like originally Chris was talking about, prepping, the doom is going to happen and all that stuff, and he was really all about trying to sell meme stocks and stuff. And then Well, he became a holy roller, and he's pretending that, he's been sent here by the divine one to help you, but you can buy all this stuff from me. And, it's disgusting. Like, it's a prey mentality. The whole world is a prey mentality. Do I think that the times are coming close where things are going to get ugly? Absolutely. But I'm not here to give you advice. I'm just ranting about what I think. And as stackers, I really truly believe that we should be preparing our house, getting ourselves in order, and making sure that we're fighting the good fight, that we're not buying things out of fear. Because, going and buying 100 ounces of silver and putting it on the credit card might not be the best plan for you. Do what you want. It's your decisions, but I'm more of a pragmatic kind of guy. I want to pay off my debts. I want to be free. I want to live a life outside. I want to enjoy what God has granted us all, the divine right to be free to do what we want, free to act the way that we want. And if we're not living our lives like that to the fullest, well, then what are we doing? Like, why are we even stacking? Why are we even prepping? If you're not, making sure that your family's safe, if you're not making sure that you're healthy, you're out, like burning those calories and getting in shape, you're not really prepping. You're kind of prepping. If you're putting food away in the pantry, but yet your body's soft, that's not prepping. That's getting someone's groceries so they can come and take it from you. So, you need to make sure that your house is in order. And what do I mean by your house? Your body, your physical body. Me, I'm a big man. I am a very, very big man. Like, if you ever meet me, you will be shocked at the sheer size. Well, currently, I'm 6'4", and at the end of winter, I was almost 400 pounds. Now, I'm going to tell you, physically fit and 100% in shape, I roll between 300 and 320 pounds. Like, that's me cut down and lean. And I was almost 400 pounds. I got relaxed in the wintertime. I didn't do much of anything. I kind of became a bear. And, I went back to work and I had a hard time. I literally let the depression of the world kind of kick in on me, and I started eating my life away. I didn't go out and do my usual things like set up my snare line. I didn't, take care of business. I didn't go hiking at all. I didn't go ice fishing. I didn't go snowshoeing. I did absolutely nothing. Why? Well, I was depressed a bit, the financial situation with all the inflation, the stress, everything, it all got onto me this winter. And I let it run my life. And, I've decided that I am going to make an effort to try and get myself cut down in weight. And I decided that back at the beginning of April. And, I have shed 45, almost 50 pounds so far in like 2.5 months. I know most people can't do that, but I can literally drop weight quick. It's because of the job I have, like how many people go out and walk in the bush every day, 2, 3, 4, 5 kilometers every day. How many people climb up on top of a school bus and pull 200-pound rafts vertical 12 feet in the air and drag them up? Like not everybody has a physically demanding job, but what we can do is we can make that effort to try to go for that walk. We can make that effort to try and spend time with our family. Like if you're a younger man, and you've got, like a 8-year-old or a 12-year-old, try to get them involved with you. Make it a game to go spend time with dad and go for a walk, go for a hike, get in touch with nature, take that 15-minute drive out of town or whatever you need to do. If you can't get out of town, go for a walk around the block. Try to get yourself more in shape, because if you aren't in shape, you cannot protect your loved ones. If you get gassed, and you can't breathe after walking outside for 15 minutes. Maybe it's time, maybe it's time to do something about that, because I'm going to be harsh about this reality. Let's say that there's a problem in your home and violence has come, okay? And it's the STI, the poo hitting the fan, right? That's happened. And now your wife's looking at you. She needs your help. Your children are looking at you. They need your help. And your daughter's not feeling well. Your son's not feeling well. Your wife's not feeling well. And you've got to man up and you got to carry them, or help them walk. And you can't even walk yourself. How good are you in that situation? Let's be real. It could happen. Like you could be out just not even if in a grid down event. You could be just like out going for a car drive. In between an area that's kind of like this, and your car breaks down on a gravel road, and it's 8 o'clock at night, and you're 10 kilometers from the nearest exit, and you got to be able to walk and go get your family help. You got to think of life that way. You can't just think that everything's going to be given to you on a silver spoon. Like for the last 100 years, we've had it pretty good here in North America. Like we've literally had everything brought to us. Our meals brought to us, our heat and hydro brought to us. Everything's brought to us. We don't have to do much of anything. And the sad realization is that, in the reality of the West, things are going to change. Do I see them changing a lot? Yeah. I see a major cutback in the amount of energy that we're going to be able to have, because that's the way that the government is moving. Now, do I think we can fight it? I don't know. I really don't know. Is there enough good men and good women left to stand? Because right now we got weak men leading our countries. We have weak men, and weak men bring bad times, and bad times bring strong men. And right now we don't have strong leadership. And people think that our current leadership running against is that strong leadership, and it's not. It's not. These people are all 2 degrees left or 2 degrees right of center. There's not a major change. As Christians, the cough came around, and we all fell in line, and we all complied, and everything was wrong. And we all said we'll never take the mark in our hand, we'll never take it in our forehead, we'll never do that. But lo and behold, the jab came out, and some of them are filled up with things that you shouldn't be putting in your body scripturally. I'd love to tell you what they are, but you can go look it up, if you really want to. And, I spoke to Christians about it, and I said, look, if you take this, you're taking basically cloned material from a certain source into your body, which in the Bible, it states that the dead are unclean, and to not touch them, and not, bring them inside your body. But yet here we were as a nation, doing whatever it took to stay alive in this situation that they said was dire, but it turned out it wasn't as bad anywhere near as they said. And we all lined up. We all rolled up our sleeves. I'm not saying that everyone in my channel did that. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know you all. I just know that you like watching me. I know that myself and my family did everything we could to distance ourselves from it. I felt that taking it would be wrong, and I didn't, and I refused. And what did that do to me? Well, I live in Quebec. We had some of the strictest conditions. You couldn't leave the province. You couldn't leave the country. You couldn't buy alcohol. You couldn't buy anything. You were stuck in your home. And if you didn't take the jab, you couldn't go to the movie theater. Everybody else could when they were letting us out. You couldn't do anything. Couldn't go to water parks. You couldn't get into outdoor activity like this. They wanted to see your paperwork. I got told by people, they were losing their jobs if they didn't take it, and we all, not us all, but all the people banded together, just like before in Europe back in the 1930s, when the accusations and the persecution came around for a certain culture. And we did that, and we turned people, instead of, it being what happened in Europe, this time it was, you're unclean because you didn't get the shot. You're unclean because you don't distance. And we all went along with it. And now they want to bring in a social credit score. And they want to bring in basically barcoding that can be scanned by a computer, or be able to scan your eye or your retina. And if you actually look it up, I guess there's these chips that they're putting into arms and foreheads now over in China. There's some of it going on in Europe. And now they want to bring out this social credit score system with a CBDC. And the whole world's going to lay back, and they're going to take it. And how are they going to do that? They're going to bring on the biggest financial crisis in the history of the world, and they're going to try to force us all into this. They're going to try to force us all into this. I had a piece of paper come home for my youngest son. He's in grade 1. And they wanted to teach him identity politics in his class at grade 1. They wanted to talk to him about orientations. They wanted to talk to him about stuff that should be parental only. And it said on the piece of paper that the government of Quebec authorized the teaching of this, and that it's required teaching in the school. And on that sheet of paper, it said that they were taking the information from the guidelines from the World Health Organization and UNESCO. And that's the reason why they were doing this. So they literally voted a year ago to take away parental rights in Quebec. And then the Quebec government tried to say it was required teaching for me to allow my kids to get education from an unelected source that's not national to my country. It's like this world stuff. And they're telling me I got to let my 7-year-old and my 8-year-old daughter learn this stuff. And they tried to give me no rights involved in it. None. They try to take it away. I think my battery's almost going to die, so I got to kind of wrap this up. I'm sorry. I signed on the sheet of paper, and I said, absolutely not. You are not to teach my children. I dated it. I signed it. I handed it to the principal. And the principal tried to explain to me that it's not what I think. You know, it's not that bad. And I said, really? Are they going to have someone come in? Is one of the teachers going to teach identity politics? And she said, no, there's a person coming up from the city. And this person from the city that's not even local to my town is going to teach my children. Because the teachers in my area can't even teach properly because they might not preach the message that they want out. So make sure that you as a parent, you as a grandparent, you as an aunt, you as an uncle, you as a godfather, godmother, you are out looking out for your children because they are coming. They are coming. And I'm not saying anything to do anything bad or to do anything negative, but I'm just putting out this warning. And you know what? I'm probably never going to be a big YouTuber. It's never going to happen. I'm not going to get 200,000 or 100,000 people that follow me. I'm going to get maybe like 1,000, maybe if I'm lucky, people that actually listen to me rant. But I'm telling you right now, if you don't put on your pants, your big boy and big girl pants, and do what you need to for your family, and prepare yourselves. Oh, I'm losing power now. So I got to say goodbye. If you don't put on your pants, you're going to have some serious problems. So, until next time, keep your thumb to the sky, okay? And try really hard to think on what I've said today. This is not advice. This is just me talking about how I feel about the world. And I really think that you should look and do some reading and leave a comment in the channel and let me know if you think I'm right. Do you think that what I've said is right today? If so, please leave a comment in the channel and let me know I'm not alone because I would appreciate it. Until next time, Canadian Stacker. Goodbye.